count. So if you have two positive numbers, you add the numbers, keep the answers positive. Now for 2 plus 5, what do we get? 2 plus 5 is what, class?
7.
7, right. That's how we learned to add way back when. Now let's go ahead and do negative numbers. What happens if you have two negative numbers?
They turn to a positive, right?
Well, if you multiply, but right now we're adding them together.
They stay negative.
Right, they stay negative. So you would add the numbers. So let's write this down. Add the numbers. And in this case, we will keep our answer negative. So keep answer negative. So we have -2 and -5. We will add those numbers together. So 5 plus 2 is 7. And then we keep that negative because they're both negative numbers. Now, what if we have a positive and a negative number? We're trying to add those together. What you will do is find the difference of the numbers. So find the difference of the numbers. There we go. Your answer takes the sign of the smaller or larger number. Which one do you think? Right. Your answer takes sign of larger number. So we have a +2 and a -5. So the sign of the larger number is negative here. So we're going to find the difference here. So 2 plus a -5, what do we get? -3. Very good. Okay, so some examples. I'm going to have you guys do some examples here. You could do 1 and 2, but one thing so go ahead and do 1 and 2 on your own and tell me what you get. Okay, so what do we get for number 1? 5 minus 8. Very good, -3. What about number 2? -5, -8.
13.
Good, -13. Okay, I want you to look at number 3 and 4. We have 5 minus -8. What happens with those two negatives when they're right next to each other?
They cancel out.
It's a plus.
Yes, they turn into a positive together. So we have them right next to each other, or even if there's that parenthesis in between, they still become a plus. So this is really saying 5 minus -8 is really saying 5 plus 8. So 5 plus 8 gives us 13. Now let's go to number 4. We have -5 minus -8. We combine those two negatives. They become a positive. So what's -5 plus 8?
3.
We get +3. Very good. Okay, number 5. We just did something like this on your homework. How do we subtract these? First, we need what?
Common denominator.
Common denominator, and here we need it to be 10. So I'm going to switch this or change this denominator to 10. So I have to multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. Now I have 8 over 10 minus 9 over 10. So now I have +8 and -9. I want to combine those together. What would it be? Negative what?
1.
Yes, -1. So -1 over 10 would be our answer. So we do the same thing when it comes to the signs, even with fractions. Now we will move on to multiplying and dividing integers. So let's go ahead and move on to this next part, the last part. Now we're not adding or subtracting, we are multiplying and dividing integers. So if we have a positive times a positive, our answer is it going to be positive or negative, class? Huh? Right, is positive. So go ahead and write positive. And then we have 2 times 5. What does that equal? +10. Now we have negative times a negative. Answer is? I hear both positive and negative. Which one? Right. If you multiply a negative times a negative, it is positive. So negative 2 times negative 5, you should get positive 10. Now what if we multiply a positive times a negative?
Negative.
Right. Answer is negative. 2 times negative 5 gives us negative 10. So here are some more examples right here. It's numbers 1 through 4. So number 1, we have negative 2 over 5 minus, let me do this again. Negative 2 over 5 times negative 3 over 4. So we have a negative times a negative. Is this answer going to be positive or negative?
Positive.
It's going to be a positive, right? I'm just going to put a plus to remind us. So now we can multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. And 5 times 4 is 20. Then we can simplify that to 3 over 10.
Why do you put a plus sign?
Just to remind us it's positive, but you don't have to put a plus sign right there. Wait. 6 over 20. There we go. Okay, number 2. We have negative 2 divided by 1/2. So remember, when we divide fractions, we have to keep change flip. But right here, we have a negative and a positive. So for dividing a negative and a positive, what's our answer going to be?
Negative.
It's going to be negative, so I'm going to put a negative there. Now I'm going to keep change my sign and flip. So I have negative 2 times 2, which gives us negative 4. Number 3. Now we have negative 2 times negative 3 times negative 5. So I want to write down a little note down here. If you have multiple negatives like this, you will count the number of negatives. So let's write this down. Count number of negatives. Count the number of negatives. And even number, your answer is positive. If you have an odd number, your answer will be negative. So right here, how many negatives do we have? In number 3, how many negatives? We have 3. Therefore, we know our answer will be positive or negative.
Positive.
Well, 3 is an odd number, so yes, it will be negative. Now we could go 2 times 3 times 5 is what?
30. Whoa.
Yes, 30. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, number 4, last one. We're going to put everything together here. So let's go ahead and we have some PEMDAS here we have to do. So let's do our parentheses first. So we have negative 4 times 3 gives us what, class? Good, negative 12. So I will write negative 12. 1 minus 5. Okay, negative 20 and negative 12 gives us negative 32. 1 minus 5. What does 1 minus 5 give us? Negative 4. Now I have negative 32 divided by negative 4. That gives me what? 8. A positive 8. So your answer here will be 8.